My fish fam, it's Nikachu, Merfolk Master, and we're going to take a first look at playing Modern Merfolk in the new Modern Horizons 3 metagame. I haven't even played a single game with this deck list, not even once. I don't even know if this deck is any good. All right, it's probably going to change a lot based on how many new decks and how many new adaptations decks are going to have in this new modern framework. Before I go any further, am I supposed to say hashtag sponsored? Like I'm part of the MTGO creator program. All these cards. All these cards I have here, they're all compliments of a stocked account on Magic Online. So thanks to them. We can see some Harbinger of the Seas action. All right, so how are we upgrading the deck? Well, of course, we got Harbinger of the Seas, the blue 1 generic Blood Moon for islands. Non-basic lands are islands. This will be a complete game changer for our deck. This is now probably the most powerful card we have access to. Some decks will just fold to it because, you know, the game is just going to play out in such a way that they just don't have anything. Like they had no means of fetching out basics, and whatever lands that they have, we just slam this thing, and that's it. It's GG. And I actually think it's going to have great synergy with our other cards like Rishon and Dockhand, which I'm playing the four of here because I think it's going to have good synergy with the Harbinger of the Seas and Tide Shaper. So it's very realistic that we are in games where maybe we want to Tide Shaper the basic land because we know that the Harbinger of the Seas is coming right around the corner and will deal with the rest of the lands. I mean, like most decks, they're only going to have something like one basic land of a non-blue color to have access to. So, I mean, if you hit that land, or if they play mostly at sorcery speed, I mean, Rishon and Dockhand is just going to take them out. Whatever whatever Harbinger didn't deal with, we'll just tap it at their upkeep. Okay, another big change to this. Oh, let's talk about the new cards. Flare of Denial. Blue 1 generic instant. You may sacrifice a non-token blue creature rather than pay this spell's mana cost counter target spell. The flexibility of this card is going to make it better than Force of Negation or Subtlety easily. Now, it's not going to replace a lot of... I would say this is a very easy replacement to Subtlety. And the main reason I can say that, I can confidently say that, is that Flare of Denial is going to hit the cards, or a very similar range of cards that I want to hit with Subtlety, plus more. Plus, like, Subtlety was, like, always difficult to cast. Like, getting 4 lands in play wasn't realistic. Getting 3 lands in play is very realistic. And the fact that it can counter anything is going to be a huge benefit to us. Whereas, like, with Force of Negation, it could not counter everything. Huge downside to Force of Negation. And also, you couldn't play this for free when it was our turn, only on our opponent's turn. That being said, I mean, I actually think I honestly would prefer to have a 3-3 split. I'm going to play with 4 just to play test the thing, but Force Negation still hits a lot of stuff that Flare will not, like turn 1 Expedition Map, turn 1 Amulet of Vigor. There's a lot of really early game actions that I'm going to want to be able to interact with on turn 1, or even or turn 0, because there's a lot of situations we're going to play Ether Vial and we cannot interact because we don't have a creature in play to sacrifice to Flare of Denial. That Force Negation will help us with. And now, one thing that will buff up Force of Negation and Subtlety in our deck is going to be the Sink into Stupor. Aw, that's awful. It doesn't look so good in the card viewer. It's a blue 1 generic instant. Return target spell or non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Now, spell is very important because you can return Supreme Verdict if you really wanted to. Or it basically acts sort of like a remand, where you play it, it will bounce this, basically return the spell back to their hand, but you can also bounce permanents on the battlefield, which I think are very good, given the fact that Harbinger of the Seas will hopefully lock out our opponents of mana, and then whatever's still left on the battlefield, we bounce it back to their hand. Very important to note that this is a land in our deck. It acts as a spell, but it is also a land, because as the other half is Soporific Springs. As Soporific Springs enters the battlefield, you can pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. So basically, you can fetch shock this thing into play untapped, and it adds blue mana. And for that, I am playing 19 lands plus 3 of these. That pushes our land count to basically 22, and I'd like to be closer to the 22-23 range so we can consistently curve into Harbinger of the Seas, consistently curve into Tishana's Tidebinder, consistently curve into Svelun of Sea and Sky. We have like a lot of 3-drops now in this deck. This is a 3-drop. 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 So we might want those 3 lands in play. Maybe be convenient for us. Okay, let's talk about some other weird changes. Vidalian Hexcatcher. Only have 2 in the main, 2 in the side. I would have gone this direction even if Modern Horizons 3 wasn't released. Like, Yawgmoth and Scam are the top decks in the metagame. If you play in an open event, you'll eventually just start playing against tons of those decks. You know, Scam is a huge portion of the metagame. It's hard to say what the Modern Horizons 3 is going to do, but I would not be surprised that Scam is still the deck to beat, and it will still be king, even with many new interesting decks coming out. Getting Grief, getting 2 cards ripped out of your hand on turn 1 is going to be still one of the most powerful things you can do in Modern. Unfortunately, we have more ways of dealing with that now. That's what I like, the Sink into Stupor. Might want the 4th one. I don't know. I don't want to be too greedy. Also, like, I don't know what to sacrifice in this deck yet. I want, like, 4 Svelun. I want 4 of everything. But some of these cards are still too well positioned to cut. So anyway, we're going to basically keep everything. I don't know. Maybe we got to cut the Island Walk Lords. We don't need them anymore. We're just going to win with Svelun. Just get in there, Svelun. Get in the red zone. Hopefully we play Harbinger of the Seas and they just snap resign. I've got a smattering of stuff in the sideboard. It's like a lot of counter spells, but Spell Pierce is good in matchups. Force Negation isn't. Chalice of the Void is good in... I don't know. Maybe this is overkill. Maybe I don't need Chalice of the Void at all in this deck. We have like so many counter spells. But it helps a little bit versus Prowess. And Living End is like one of the top decks right now. And not 2-for-1ing yourself it'd be convenient. You know what? I would like to not 2-for-1 myself, if you don't mind Living End. Okay, with that, let's take a look at our first league. It appears we lost the die roll, but we have a hand, so we're going to keep this. A hand with Ether Vial. Yeah, Ether Vial, basically. We got some 2-drops. See, this is really nice. This is part of our mana base, the Sink into Stupor. But, like, we may not... it's not stupid. Might be Stupor, but it ain't stupid. Oh, we're up against Scam, are we? Actually, it could be anything. Could be Creativity, for all I know. Do I have my stops set? Okay, let's play our Ether Vial and pass the turn. Our opponent cracks their Bloodstained Mire. They get... Alright, our opponent plays Wooded Foothills, cracks it. What is this? What are we playing against here? Commercial District. Ruby Medallion. Maybe some sort of Storm deck, which makes this Dismember that much more useless. Yeah, you don't need Goblin Electromancer. The second Ether Vial is always a feel bad. Always has been, always will be. So I guess given the nature of this game, I might have to counter something, maybe. So I'm just going to hold up our Hexcatcher and I guess maybe Flash and Tie Chipper end of turn. Ren's Resolve. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until end of turn. You may play those cards. That's card advantage. We've got Unstable Amulets. I don't know what any of this stuff does. Destroy target land. I can look for a basic land? Okay, that's fine. Come blow up my lands. I'm good with that. They play the Volcanic Fissure, whatever that is. Unstable Amulet. So when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. That's what the Unstable Amulet does. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Well, as long as it doesn't hit my creatures, I don't care. Then you can tap, pay 2 energy, exile the top card of your library. You may play it until you exile another card with Unstable Amulet. Okay, sure. I cannot interact with this thing. Ooh. Dragonrage Chandler. I actually can hit something with the Dismember. Pyretic Ritual. Is my opponent just like going off or something? Is like at some random point is my opponent gonna like win with Storm? I don't know. I just sort of feel like cutting off my opponent's turn right now. Whatever this turn might be. This might be a really, really poor source of my resources, but I have no idea what I'm up against. I have no idea at all. Otawara, so we can play this. Attack for 1, just in case my opponent has some sort of, I don't know, something. It's hard to play around things that I don't know exist. But this is going to act like a semi-counter spell. Okay, Dragonrage Chandler can resolve, and we'll just kill it to the best of our ability. Okay, we're going to let they play Metamorphose. We're going to let the Surveil of the thing resolve. They kept something on top, so they're going to draw a card off of Metamorphose. Let's kill the Dragonrage Chandler. It's evil as hell. Okay, Dragonrage Chandler goes to the bin. They draw a card off of Metamorphose. Another Ren's Resolve. Reckless Impulse. Exile top 2 cards. This is like something deck that like grinds through the deck. I'm trying to think like if Chalice on 2 is just going to be useful in this matchup. Another Reckless Impulse. Are they building energy while this is happening? Whenever you cast... Oh, no, but it's like whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand. Oh, yeah. You're dealing damage to me. All right. Okay, so that is the idea. So you play your Unstable Amulet, and you just grind through a bunch of cards in the deck for free. And then you keep pinging me for like 1 damage each time. This is looking a lot worse all of a sudden. Also, I don't have Merfolk Trickster in this deck because I hate the card. I'm hoping this is like a good replacement for it. It's not really coming to fruition at the moment. Okay, I could have really... Maybe I could have really used that... what's it called? Tide Shaper that I binned. Okay, we're going to leave the Vial on 2 because I have a 3-drop in my hand. Rishadin Dock handy. If I attack with both these creatures, what are the odds my opponent blocks? I hate how long it's taking me to attack here. Okay, I'm just going to attack with Lord of Atlantis. They opted not to block. And it's honestly hard to keep this in my hand. It's so bad here. Yeah, I'm going to play it. And I'll play the Ether Vial. Because I sort of need to like top deck like a Lord or something. And then hope my opponent has a hand of air. And then we just win. Oh, that's not good news. The second Dragon Rage Channeler. Unless they have air. They got nothing else. Okay, we're doing okay. They fetch for a mountain, which is harmless to us. Oh god, that's really dangerous. Metamorphose plus Dragon Rage Channeler, especially 2, is basically a death sentence. I'm assuming we're probably just going to die to these things. They kept whatever card they want on top of their library. I mean, they even still have this Ruby Medallion if they really want. Yeah, they found something delicious, I believe. Oh, maybe not. They just put a mountain into the graveyard. Okay, what say you, opponent? What say you? Oh, they got when did Past in Flames get in here? I don't even know where that came from. Can I counter this? Okay, all this stuff resolves. What happens when you... whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, deals 1 damage. Okay. I guess it was in the graveyard. Okay, so this is going to cost me my whole board to counter. This is like a pretty good spot to sink into Stupor if I saw into the graveyard. I'm not familiar with this art. Okay, so resolves, I guess? Because I can't beat... Don't I just lose? Okay, we're gonna F6 and lose. Here comes the rituals. Oh, casting things from your graveyard will kill me. Very well done, opponents. Okay, we have some sort of mono red storm deck. Okay. I don't know what they're gonna bring in to answer our stuff. This is so awkward too. There's a lot of cards that I want to be able to beat, but like I don't want to have Dismember in my deck just for the Dragon Rage Channeler, but I guess I'm gonna need to. I don't really want to bring in Chalice of the Void for 2, but I think I'm gonna need to. Okay, so we're probably gonna bring in Chalice just to nail it on 2. That seems to be like the better target. We'll bring in Tashanda's Tiebinder to interact and counter that stupid exile dealing damage thing to me. All that stuff. I could bring in the Spell Pierce. It might be better than Force of Negation because I do plan on playing Chalice on 2 if I have the option. What do I not want? Expensive cards are not good. Harbinger of the Seas. Wow. Your debut is terrible. Vidalian Hexcatcher is good. Maybe 2 Dismembers for the DRCs are fine. I should probably squeeze in this last Spell Pierce for something. I'll just remove a Dockhand. I think that'll be fine. All right. The hand's a hand. I'll keep. Okay, we'll go turn 1 Dockhand and pass. Really good question is if I have the option to counter a Ruby Medallion, is that the thing to do? I honestly don't really want to draw this thing. I mean, I guess I have to have a few in my deck because DRC is like the new Goblin Electromancer, I suppose. Do I even do anything here? I could just pass, tap their land, and then cleanly play Tide Shaper next turn, hitting a land and holding up Spell Pierce. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because the thing is, like, the reason I said I'm bringing in Chalice on 2 is... Actually, hold on. Do I even have the option? Maybe I can't even tap something down, because if they fetch on their turn, like, I can't interact with that. Okay, so I guess I have to attack for 1, and then I guess I have to pass the turn, because this Tide Shaper is useless right now. It's okay, though. I can Spell Pierce something on their turn, and then follow it up by playing Tide Shaper with, I guess, Dismember back up, and then maybe we'll get Tashanda's Tiebinder online. Okay, there you go. Surveil again. They put Unstable Amulet into the graveyard. That is very shocking. Another Ruby Medallion. You know what? This probably is the thing to Spell Pierce because it makes Spell Pierce a lot worse as the game goes on. So that's what we shall do. So go Merfolk. I will... It's going to be interesting. If they don't have any more lands, they are maybe somewhat screwed. I'm not going to get in 1 damage here. Instead, I'm going to try to harass their land. Usually be a better idea to do this tapping strategy when you know that they don't have mana available, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh boo, they have another land anyway. Ruby Medallion number 2. Okay, we'll screw everything. Attack. And we'll have Tishana's Tidebinder up, which I think will be good versus this Unstable Amulet, because when it enters the battlefield, it triggers, and then we can counter the trigger, disabling the card completely. Pyretic Ritual. I mean, maybe they'll just completely take a Storm-like turn this turn. They found a DRC. They played DRC. I guess we're going to Dismember and Hexcatcher at end of turn. I mean, like, completely depends what they do here. I could Tishana's Tiebinder this. It would really suck if they... Well, there's a lot of things that would really suck. Okay, I'm going to Dismember this. We had 3 mana up, so they decide, you know what? Let's fetch. And Shock. Interesting. Ooh, the old Veil of Summer. I have not seen that in forever, actually. Can I sack my board to counter this? Is that worth it? You get an extra card. They can really go off this turn, though. Okay, I guess I'm going to let it resolve, and I just hope I don't get comboed out. It also is important to note that I can't counter anything now. Everything just happens. That is not good news. Manamorphose. So they net some mana. If they play enough Manamorphoses, they can play Past in Flames and flash it back. Okay, I guess I'm just dead. Guess I just die. Just like a classic Storm deck. What is this? Ral Moon... This is a new card? Instant sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell during your turn, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, deals 1 damage to you. If you win the flip, you may exile Ral and get the other side. You know, I'm all for, like, buffing up decks, but I don't see how Storm was a good deck to buff. But it's okay. Do I lose? I can't do anything. I guess my opportunity to interact was to sack everything. And maybe that was the right move. Maybe I should have just played Hexcatcher, countered the thing. I would have 2 Tishana's Tiebinders in my hand. My opponent would have, like, I don't know, just a few cards in hand. But remember, they can still, like, Past in Flames get all this back. So it's a tough gamble. And if my opponent doesn't have Past in Flames, then I'm sort of comfortable with what's going on in this game anyway. I shouldn't really say that. Like, our opponent's doing a lot of stuff. They're playing Ren's Resolve, Pyretic Ritual. It's just slowly killing me with the Graveyard. Opponent is just going off like crazy. They play Ren's Resolve. I mean, they've played several Ren's Resolves. I guess they just have to be careful about how the game goes, and if they get enough rituals, they just win, right? It's the way Past in Flames works. Or do they need, like, a second Past in Flames? No, I don't think so. I mean, they have a second Past in Flames in the graveyard if they need to. And they also have a bunch of rituals. Was that... Oh, they're starting to play Ren's Resolves from the graveyard. So they have 4 mana, so I guess all they have to do is... they can play a ritual from the graveyard, just cast all these cards. Now they have Unstable Amulet, so they can double the amount of damage for each card that they play from the graveyard. We need a new card where if you don't spend full mana for its mana cost, it gets countered. That should be a new card. There's a lot of cards that are like, oh, if it got cast and wasn't play, or sorry, if they played a spell and if no mana was spent to cast it, counter it. We now need something. If full mana wasn't spent to cast it, counter it. Should pay full retail here. Full retail. Okay, I've seen enough. They have enough mana and enough things to do. Thanks for the games. That probably is a bad matchup. Maybe. Or I don't know what's in this deck. I need more experience against it. I mean, we do have a lot of cards that can interact with, like, Unstable Amulet, but still, it's Ruby Medallion is beating. It's not a Goblin Electromancer that we can just kill. It's an artifact. And we don't do so well versus artifacts. Anyway, that was game 1. Let's move on to game 2. We lost the die roll, but I think the hand is good. We're going to keep. We have the ability to force pitch, like, Sink into Super. Don't really want to play Tide Shaper for, like, 1 mana, but... we'll see what happens. If our opponent is on an island deck, maybe I will. And they are on an island deck, so maybe I will play my Tide Shaper on turn 1. Target player mills 5 cards. What does that mean? Oh god, is this some weird dredge deck with breeding pool? Oh my god, I don't know what this is. I don't want to find out though. I hope I didn't waste that. I hope I didn't waste that. What is this? Well, I have a second shot at finding out with Force Negation. Pitching Sphaloon. Or maybe I pitch Hexcatcher at this point. Another Tomb Scour. No. Not on my watch. We'll just beat down with our Hexcatcher. Is this like a weird Living End deck or something? Well, I keep drawing that Dismember. I only have 2 in my deck. It's not even very good. Okay, we're going to get in with our 3/3 creature. Well, we got 4 power in play. Let's just try to top deck something. I have a feeling this Dismember is very, very garbagey. You have a 3rd Tomb Scour. I would just burn 4 cards. Life from the Loam. Okay, you can. That's okay. So it's some sort of dredge deck. Like some sort of dredge deck. And maybe this is not going to be good for me because these lands are going to outpace my Hexcatcher. Oh, we get ourselves a little Dockhand action though. So that increases our clock a little bit. Maybe we can harass our opponent's lands a little bit. What are they building towards though? Narco. Okay, so it's just dredge. It's just dredge. Dredge in 2024. I have no. Oh, they got the. I was like, what upgrades did they get? I guess they got Cephalid Coliseum. All right. What do you want to do now? You want to card cast an Amalgam? I think I could dismember the Narcomoeba. Then we can attack in for what, 6? And then I think that's going to make it very difficult for our opponent to make a comeback. I mean, they could still hit Creeping Chill or something. Sink into Stupor is whatever. Like, if they fetch, they go to 2, and then Dockhand is lethal, regardless how many stupid creatures they put on the board. So they really need to find a Creeping Chill off of this Life from the Loam. They don't. Well, I mean, they have Otherworldly Gaze in the graveyard. They also got Cephalid Coliseum. Draw 3 cards, then discard 3 cards. Activate only if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, which you do not. You say, yeah, I think they were going for it. They realized, oh, I don't have 7 cards. They're going to try out the Otherworldly Gaze, though. So they get to Surveil 3. Did not find a Creeping Chill. I don't even know if they have it in their deck. Probably they do. Target player draws 3 cards, then discards 3 cards. Okay, that's... Well, I'm not happy about that, but... gives them another opportunity to find a Creeping Chill. They do find a Creeping Chill. They found a little something. That makes my life a little bit more difficult. Okay, another Narcomoeba hits the battlefield. 5 life. 5 more life than I want my opponent to have. Okay, we need an Island Walk Lord. Make clean, easy victory. Easy victory. I guess my Tomb Scours were correct, though. I've played perfectly this game. I forced him to get it twice. Well, okay, now what do we do? Attack with Tide Shaper and Dockhand, I guess. Still attempt to threaten victory. They have to chump block with Narcomoeba. Take 2. It sort of feels like it's going to come down to me drawing a Lord. It's just what it sort of feels like. It's a number of cards that they could have in their hand. They could have, like, Force of something. Oh, that's interesting. You're going to kill my creature? You sacrifice both Narcomoebas. Sacrifice. I don't know when the right time is to play the Sink into Stupor, because very likely they are playing with... I wouldn't say very likely, but it would not be out of the realm to play Flare of Denial. Maybe we're going to Sink it to Stupor this. I have nothing for this card. Okay, so when they attack me for 9, they die. They attack me for 3. I go to 10. They attack for 9. I don't die. Okay, so we'll hit this thing. Was that right? You get the lands. Oh, yeah, you can get the Cephalid Coliseum and use that thing all over again. To some extent, it was right. What is this? You want to play into my Hexcatcher or something? That's right. If you had a spell, you got to leave up some manas. This is an onboard trick over here. I will trick you. Another Life from the Loam. So, I'm trying to think of my options here. I could do nothing. The fetches are worthless. And this still needs another mana to activate. Okay, that can resolve. Also, oh, there's a Bloodghast in there? So much stuff. Alright, what do you want to do? You want to attack? No, they're going to play it safe. Island Walk Lord off the top. Off the top. Nothing. I could use that last turn, though. This card could threaten my opponent's death. So now we're in a spot where we can attack for 2. They go to 1. We play another Dockhand. If it resolves. That's right, you have islands. It's got a natural Island Walk, El Natural. Actually, if they had Flare of Denial, I could counter it with sacking a Tide Shaper, and if they paid for it, they would take a damage and die, so that would work out in our favor. Okay, so they're very clearly going to try to Cephalid Coliseum into another Creeping Chill, which honestly I think they're favored to do. They got like so much dredgers in the graveyard. So I can deal with one, but I can't deal with two. They found one. How's this going to work out? Oh, did they find a second one? No, they found a Silver Smoke Golem and a bunch of other stuff. But they've got another Colosseum in their hand. They're almost down to 13 cards. The Dredge Mirror must be insane, because you can Colosseum your opponent. If they go too low, they're doomed. Okay, an Amalgam trigger hits. Can they threaten to kill me? These two have haste. They can attack for 9. I block 1. I take 10 and die? Or I can I can block these things and then I don't die. Okay, I think our opponent hit another Creeping Chill and it's just going to be very easy for our opponent to kill us. Maybe I had to counter that first life from the loam. I'm at 7. I can block, take 8. I can triple block. Well, it doesn't matter, actually. I'm going to lose my board. All right, I got no graveyard hate. That's how I roll here. I got no graveyard hate, but I'll tell you what I do have. I have Heart. Okay, we have Force Negation. Subtlety is useless. Disshun's Tidebinder is not bad. Spell Pierce is actually not bad either. Dismember is terrible. Keep drawing that stupid card. Dockhand is good. Tidechaper is not bad because they're playing blue. The Island Walk Lords are perfect. Tashawn's Tidebinder is good because you can counter like Creeping Chill trigger. Svelune is not as good here. Is Harbinger of the Seas any good? Probably. Like if they don't have access to green mana, they're dead. Probably that's good. Okay, we'll bring in Tashana. I sort of want to bring in all the Spell Pierces. Can't afford to bring in too many Spell Pierces. Okay, I'll take out one Tashana, bring in another Spell Pierce. I have 26 creatures. Sure. I don't know if Sink into Stupor is good here. I reduced my 3 drops. No, I didn't. I have 9. Sorry, I have 8. Okay, we'll just roll with this. Probably technically I should have Svelune still in the deck because I have a lot of 2-for-1s post board. Ugh, this hand's not that good, but it also is not really worth throwing away. I'm going to keep. We'll probably start with Mutavault. Well, I mean, we do curve straight into Harbinger of the Seas. Maybe that's good enough. So I think, okay, I don't know how to evaluate this card. In this matchup, like they can't loam over and over again, which is not nothing, but they can still Tomb Scour. Should look at their deck. They can't hardcast cards. What else can they not do? But they can still dredge. Like, I mean, the dredging still happens every turn. Okay, they mulligan into almost nothing. I'm going to start the game with an Otherworldly Gaze at my upkeep. Well, I cannot play Flare, and I cannot play Flare of Denial. I cannot play Force Negation. They mulligan to nothing for this. They're down to 3 cards. They have no cards in hand. They're all in. There's the life from the loam. Okay, the race is on. Okay, it's my turn. Don't skip through your attack step, Nikachu. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, they're at 1 land. This Harbinger of the Seas plan is looking worse and worse every second. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. They, like, took a natural draw. They took a natural draw, and the only thing and they found a Tomb Scour. Okay, they fortunately did not find a, what's it called? I got another Harbinger of the Seas. I don't know how good this is. They fortunately didn't find an Archamoeba, which is very important to me. Next up, I will guess do nothing. I'm totally off this Harbinger of the Seas plan now. Their graveyard is more important than anything. Oh my god. Okay, so Narcomoeba hits the battlefield. How Prized Amalgam will enter the battlefield. They're still drawing cards. I guess they are looking for a land to play their. I should have got Hexcatcher in play before this thing resolved because my opponent might have drawn Flare of Denial. I don't know if Flare of Denial is in their deck. I haven't seen it yet. They're digging for a land though. Well, I have a Flare of Denial now. Here's a question. Do I go Seas? Because if I go... This isn't an island. I don't have Island Walk. I got attack for 5. It'll get blocked anyway. Whatever. Haha! The debut of the Harbinger of the Seas. Welcome to the deck. I'll take the Vial up to 3, and then we'll have something to Flare of Denial away. In fact, I might even sacrifice this Harbinger. Oh, they just resigned. They said, you know what? I can't really beat this Harbinger of the Seas. Excellent. So anyway, I don't know if this is the right matchup for this. I don't know. It disables that stupid Threshold land, though. That's a good engine with life from the loam. What else do I do? No, I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to keep this as it is. Maybe I'll get rid of 1 sink for Spell Pierce. Nah, I liked Curving Out. Curving Out was great. It was absolutely great. Do I have 1 extra card here? Did I ship 61 cards? Maybe I did. Maybe I did. Maybe we want Tashana more than we want Harbinger of the Seas. Even though... No, maybe we want... I don't know what we want. We could have won anything. Hold on, why is Hexcatcher here in the sideboard? Hexcatcher is great in this matchup. Okay, I'm shaving on these. I didn't even notice that we don't have the extra Hexcatchers in the deck. Okay, I'll keep this. Hand is terrible. One mulligan. Hand is also sort of terrible, but big upside if we draw the island. We can play Tideshaper on turn 1 and Spell Pierce by turn 2. I think we're going to keep this. I'll just dump a Lord. Like, if I'm going to keep a 1-land hand, I want one that has a few qualities to it. I can play Tideshaper on turn 1, and it's good in this matchup because they have a lot of islands. But I also, if I miss on my land, I can still play Spell Pierce. And also, if I hit a Mutavault, which is not like a great land, I can play Hexcatcher. So, okay, we're going to pass to the turn. They had no turn 1 play, so I'm assuming we got a Mutavault there. What could they play? I think only Life from the Loam. Yeah, I'm going to get our beatdown going, starting with Tideshaper. So even if they play Life from the Loam, I think I'd be fine with that. And then, by the way, also, we have Otawara here. I might, for the very first time in a million years... Oh, I forgot about that card. Otherworldly Gaze. I can make double blue with our Mutavault. So actually, that was a prime card to have as a one-lander. I have not made double blue with Oboro in a very, very long time. Okay, they are going to crack. They found basically nothing here. Okay, they're going to Tomb Scour. Found a Bloodghast, Thug, another Prized Amalgam, a lot of evil stuff. Another island is nice. So my options here... I don't really feel like tapping out. I feel like trying to interact with this Otherworldly Gaze on their turn, so I'm just going to attack and then figure it out after that. If they go for Otherworldly Gaze at upkeep, probably I play Hexcatcher, sacrifice Spell this guy, or maybe I play Spell Pierce. That's not mana efficient though. I'm just going to cut off their turn here. I don't think they have anything else to do. They have no Dredger in the graveyard, which is... Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. They do have a Dredger. I screwed that up. Wow, that was pretty good. Narcomoeba hit. Okay, I regret how I did this. Given the fact that they were going to tap out there, I think it would actually have been better to play a Lord. I just go like Lord. Next turn I could play like Mutavault and hold up and play Hexcatcher while holding up the Spell Pierce. I thought that yeah, I wasn't observant enough. I thought there was no Dredger in the graveyard. Now, is it the end of the world? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, we got a sink. Whoops. No, it doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal. Well, actually it is. I should put this into play. No. I still need this. Okay, what's going to happen here? You're going to attack me for 8. I'm going to go to 9. There's a Dredger in your hand. I'm going to have to shock myself. I can put up a big defense, though. Yeah, I do regret. I'm going to take 3 damage off of this for nothing. Because next turn I'm going to play Lord Hexcatcher anyway. So I'm going to get hoofed for like a pretty good chunk of damage here. A not insignificant amount of damage. Going to be to 8. That is fine-ish. The good news is I can block everything. I just hope I can... but I have to shock myself. So I go to 5. I can block 4 things. Yeah, that'll work out. If I win, I'm going to win in the stupidest way. So I'm going to... I don't want to cast. I want to play. Pay 3 life. Absolutely, I love paying 3 life. Is there a way I can win here? Hold on, this is 4, 8, 11. No, I can't win. Just to play around Flare. That is something I need to play around. I'll just get all this stuff in play right now. And I can block everything. I can block everything except the Narcomoeba. So Hexcatcher can block the Bloodghast and all the Lords. Can anyone see the power and toughness on these things? It's like light instead of dark. Like this is dark. These are lights. Is it because of the old frame? It's awkward. I can't see anything. Like I just know what the power and toughness are. Okay, our opponent is probably going to YOLO it because they're like, well, we have no chance of winning. We're going to die if we pass the turn. And they're absolutely right. They are going to die when they pass the turn. So even if they have Creeping Chill in hand, does not beat this. Although I hope they don't have 1 removal spell. That would really suck. Okay, here comes... Okay, a land got played. A land has entered the battlefield. Oh, they're going to regurgitate everything back into play. Okay, now I won the match. All right, we beat Dredge with all our stuff from Modern Horizons 1 and 2. Didn't really need anything from Modern Horizons 3. All right, that was round 2. Let's go into round 3. We lost the die roll again, but the hand is keepable because we have turn 1 Aether Vial, turn 2 Tideshaper, and then, I don't know, trying to make the best of it after that. Root Maze. Artifacts and lands enter the battlefield. Artifacts and lands? Holy crap, that is a beating. That is a huge beating because that means I can't even play. I don't... Aether Vial like this is terrible. Because, like, I don't mind my Aether Vial entering the battlefield tapped because that's not going to do anything turn 1. But I don't I don't want my lands to come into play tapped. So that just slows my Ether Vial down. Is there anything I should be worried about next turn? Is this like, this is not Amulet, is it? Anyway, I'm not going to put a 1-drop creature in play because I really need to get this Ether Vial in play. So we get the Ether Vial in play. We'll have Ether Vial on 1, potentially. Winter Moon. Players can't untap more than 1 non-basic land during their untap step. That's fine. That does nothing to me. And it comes into play tapped. See, I think Winter Moon is a trash card. Look how it affected me. It didn't. It did absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, I can't cast anything in my hand. I can attack with Mutavault, but I think it's better to have the Ether Vial in play. Alright, so we can randomly throw in a Tide Shaper and Flare of Denial, something we desperately need countering, but... Flare of Cultivation. You may sacrifice... So basically, search for 2 basic land cards, reveal those cards, put one onto the battlefield, and other into your hand. Go for it. So you're going to be at 6. Is this like a weird Primeval Titan deck? Is it a weird Scapeshift deck or something? Hopefully that's not going to be my demise. Hopefully I will not regret. It better not be something uncounterable. This Harbinger of the Seas looks sort of poor in this matchup. These Ether Vials are the slowest Ether Vials I've ever had in my life. They came into play on turns 2 and 3. I'm trying to figure out, is there any way I can use this Mutavault? I cannot, so you're getting into the red zone, Mutavault. I do not know what the hell this deck is, but I am willing to... Like, I don't usually vial in my lords like this, but I have a feeling I need to win fast. Yeah, I need to win fast. I don't know what danger is coming up, but something dangerous is coming up. Look at how many lands they have in play. If it's Primeval Titan, well, you could have played it. This can't be Primeval Titan. They have, like, no payoff lands, it would almost look like. Primal Command! You want to bounce this. Okay, and then search your library for a creature card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. How inconvenient that seems for me. Do I Flare of Denial that? Well, one way or another, I have to flare the next thing that comes, so we will counter this. Okay, if they have stuff that's like 5 mana, maybe we should get some use out of our dock hand here. Or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe we'll keep attacking. Seems reasonable. It's too bad. I would have loved to actually sacrifice this Harbinger of the Seas. Card looks brutal in comparison. Sink into Stupor. So Harbinger of the Seas would be useless here. So I guess we're just gonna hold on to this. This was 5 mana. Just trying to think. Anyway, I'm just gonna attack. Hope our opponent doesn't kill us. Something devastating. They gotta be a 1-ring deck or something. Lord, just maximize damage. I have no idea at what point they're gonna like just stabilize with a bunch of stuff. I usually don't. I really hate just putting a bunch of lords on the battlefield. I just absolutely hate that strat. But I don't know what's in their deck. I don't feel like there's anything terrible I should be worried about. So Eternal Witness is gonna enter the battlefield. Can't do anything about that. They're going to target their Primal Command. I suppose we are going to stifle that? Do we I think we can stifle that. They can't play the 1-ring. They just can't. Because if they put a land into play, it comes into play tapped. Or maybe they're going to try to get... Yeah, they're going for the Flare of Command thing. I don't even know if they can beat the creatures that we have on the battlefield. They're at 5. Sink into Stupor looks great in this matchup. It looks like they're tapping out a lot. Unfortunately for them, this... strategy is not going to work so well versus us. We've got a lot of islands, tons of islands for days. All right, they saw. They probably should just resign before they saw that. Okay, Tishana's Tidebinder looks great. Hexcatcher looks great. I have no idea what's in their deck. I have no idea if this is good. Probably Dismember is bad. We saw like nothing from their deck. Force Negation from what we saw was good. Cards that are bad. Harbinger of the Seas looked really, really, really bad there. It looked terrible. Maybe Spell Pierce is good? Yeah, Spell Pierce has to be good. Dockhand is probably good too. Okay, we'll just submit this. This all looks really good. I have no idea. I have no idea what their win condition is, but I bet this is just a supremely amazing matchup no matter what. Ugh, this hand sort of stinks, but it's basically got like a counterspell in here, and we're on the draw, so I'll keep it. It's on the poor side though. But I like the Hexcatcher. I also like the Tishana's Tidebinder. Oh, you do have some creatures. Maybe I should have saw that one coming. Oh yeah, because you have the Cultivate card. You got the you're cultivating around here. So far my plan is go turn to Master of the Pearl Trident. Actually, maybe not. Maybe we're going to play very, very patiently. And the reason for that is the threat of the 1-ring is so strong. Like, I'm just assuming there's a 1-ring in this deck. Like, what else is there to do with this deck? Search your library for a creature or land card, reveal it, put it onto the battlefield if it's a land. Search your library for a creature or a land card and reveal it. Put it onto the battlefield tapped if it's a land. Otherwise, put it to your hand. Oh, so if you can get a creature, but you could also get Eternal Witness. Well, we can't have that now, can we? No, we cannot have that. To the gallows with you. If a One Ring does resolve, I have the option to Tishana's Tidebinder it. The hell is this? Okay, we have Elvish Pioneer. Green 1/1. Enters the battlefield. You may put a basic land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. It is a crappier Boreal Grazer. No lands. Haywire Might. Not looking very good here. Looking just brutal. Another Tishana's Tidebinder. Let's... It's too risky to like play something here. I'm just going to pass. I'm going to pass. I'll just flash in a Tishana's Tidebinder for no value. There's the fourth land. Or there's a fourth land. Yeah, you don't want to attack, do you? No, you don't want to attack. You wouldn't dare. This is probably a waste of a Tishana's Tidebinder. I mean, honestly, another line is I just keep passing back and forth. That's not a terrible line either. So I think we need to wait until we can get this Master of the Pearl Trident in play and we have Sink into Stupor and Tishana's up. Because I don't want to attack and they just double block and eat my Tishana's Tidebinder. That would suck. That's bad value. It's terrible. So I'm not going to do it. Thragtusk. Thrag Daddy. Just trying to think, what's the best way to tempo this thing? I guess it's okay. I mean, it's just going to trade with like one of our Tidebinders. So we'll make it lose all abilities. When it leaves the battlefield, it'll get nothing because it lost all of its abilities. Didn't even gain any life right here. Just try to make the blocks as unprofitable as possible. Ooh, Sveloons. We can play that Sveloon next turn. We'll hold up our Sink into Stupor. Okay, attack for 8. Thragtusk is welcome to block. It would be a very bad block. Well, I wouldn't say very bad block, but it's basically trading a 5/3 for a 3/2. I still don't know how this deck wins. Help me. Help me understand. You played a land. Seems pointless. You just revealed your entire strategy to me. You don't have anything with flashback or anything. Guess we'll just take our turn. Ooh, we got Minamo. Minamo plus Sveloon. That's a combo. Okay, let's attack again for 4. The fact we don't attack with Mutavault suggests that we have some interaction. I mean, at some point you gotta start chump blocking, right? Is there like some spiffy synergy with Thragtusk that I don't know about? I'm making sure to... Oh, actually, I should attack both islands so that if Winter Moon gets played, I can untap basically everything. Like, I think it's super easy to play around Winter Moon. I think the card is ridiculous. Absolutely stone cold ridiculous. So if I sack... Can I just win? No, they have one card in hand. Gotta be careful. Gotta be very, 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 very careful. Okay, let's attack. You know what I should have done last turn? Actually, maybe Otawara. Do I have a win here? If I do, I'm forfeiting it. I'm gonna hold up Otawara and Sink into Stupor. We draw a land, which I didn't need, but whatever. Endurance? Can that even do anything here? Not really. Okay, you can have Endurance. It's gonna trade with something. Oh, you want to trade with that, do you? Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to let that happen. I'm probably just going to bounce this Thragtusk. I don't know what the relevance of this Thragtusk is. So I'll probably bounce the Thragtusk, Sink into Stupor, whatever they play. Effectively 6 life, and I'll just swing with everything next turn. Oh, wait a minute! When it leaves the battlefield, they get the 3/3, but they're also at, like, 4. Sacrifice this. Exile target non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. You gain 2 life, so it's effectively at 6. What if I bounce this? There's nothing to eat with this thing. Or can it target itself? Either way, it doesn't matter. You go to 6, that's fine. I Sink it to Stupor, the next thing that they play and attack for the win. I wonder what the idea behind this is, just to make, like, that cultivation card really good. Play your Thragtusk and cultivate even higher. Is this like the classic, it's like a tooth and nail deck? Maybe. All right, we won the match. All right, that was round 3. I don't even know what we were up against. Let's see you in round 4. We won the die roll for once. Now, it's not exactly a no-lander. We have Sink into Stupor, but it's basically a no-lander. I need like one more land to make this playable. We were up against a Gigantha deck. Gonna mulligan. Keep, I guess. Probably put the Sink back on... Yeah, I guess we'll put the Sink on the bottom. Gigantha, this one is prowess. I'm gonna die horribly, aren't I? I'm gonna die a horrible, 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 horrible death. Horrible, horrible death. What other Gigantha decks are there in Modern? I've been playing a lot of Pioneer lately. There are Gigantha decks left, right, and center in that format. Oh, we're gonna die a horrible, 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 horrible death. A horrible, horrible death. We have to hope. Oh, there is a chance. Okay, if they keep pulling out non-basic lands for one reason or another, maybe there will be some justice. But there's a lot of mountains in this deck, in these prowess decks, like tons of mountains. Mountains galore. Can't stop the mountains. Unless this is maybe a 3-color deck, maybe they'll be short on mountains. Okay. Okay. That's not a basic mountain. Feeling adventurous, Dragon Rage Chandler? You feeling a little adventurous? They put a card on top of their library, by the way, with this thing. I feel a little frisky. Do you feel frisky? No? You don't want to play? How about this? Completely, well, I don't know. No! My evil maniacal laugh for nothing. Oh, they got to sacrifice their mountain, though, to make this work. So there'll be a little bit of something here. Okay, so they ping it for 1. They got to sack the mountain to ping it, but then they free up the commercial district. But they free up our Mutavault. The exchange was not the worst thing in the world. They kept a card on top of their library, which is terrible for us. If we draw a land, we have a good chance of winning, I think. Okay. If they're going to kill this... Oh, light up the stage? Oh, this is a completely different story. What the hell is this? Oh, Slick Shot and a Bloodstained Mire. See, that's the thing. If you can get Harbinger of the Seas early... Ooh. I feel like Tashana's Tidebindering something. I don't think they're going to fall for it, though. Oh, we're going to keep you on as few lands as possible. I don't know. Maybe they wanted that result, so that I can't Tashana's Tidebinder their Slick Shot, but I'm happy with this. Okay, Slick Shot show off arrives. I've never had such an even game versus prowess. My opponent says, brother, you're cooking me. I'm trying to do that for once. Usually, I'm the one getting cooked. Alright, we get hit for 1. But beware, this deck can kill you out of nowhere. Dockhand, that sucks. It sucks, and it's good at the same time, actually. Oh, and I got an Oboro. Oh, we got a Boro! Okay, so I can play Dockhand and the Rishon. Wow, I haven't played with a Boro in a million years. Okay, so how do I use this card again? So we're going to float. We're going to play this. We have to tap the Mutavault and then float the mana first online. Because if you go you have to float the colorless. Because if you float a blue and then click on a Boro, it just assumes that you want to play its ability. But if you float the colorless, then you can specifically say you want to pay for the colorless. Pay with the colorless. Play your Oboro. Okay, we get our Lord. Attack for our 7. And then get a Rishon Dockhand in play. That's not bad. I mean, even if they play a land and, I don't know, kill 2 things. I mean, I guess in theory they could kill 3 things. Because they just have to kill the Tide Shaper. Another damn... You have so many mountains. Where do these mountains come from? Okay, Slick Shot going off. Let's see if Slick Shot can kill me. I'm effectively at 15 life. 15 life around here. Alright, I live. I plan to attack with everything. Well, I'll try. Oh, they have light up the stage. Okay, let's see if they can find another, land or something. They surveillin'. Dragon Rage Chandler is the most evil card in the entire game. They put a Swift Spear in the graveyard. They found Underworld Breach. Can they use that for evil? I think they wanted to do that before, pre-combat, so they have a really big Underworld Breach turn. But you know what's awkward? I can never F6 in this. Well, I guess there's a lot of situations you can't F6 because of Force Negation. Okay, they saw enough. Okay, Chalice of the Void. This is the only matchup where I would feel like Chalice of the Void is meaningful on 1. And it's not even that good, honestly. It's really not that good. Tashana's Tidebinder should... I don't know, maybe Tashana's Tidebinder is good. I don't... all these cards are, situationally good. Was Harbinger of the Seas good in that game? Well, I mean, they lava darted their own mountain away, but that's only because they, didn't have any conventional burn spell at the same time. I'll bring in Dismember, even though I absolutely hate taking that line. Oh, Hexcatcher is terrible because they have Lava Dart, so it's too easy to kill. I think I'm fine with Force of Negation. Okay, how many of these things do I want? I like Sphaloon. Probably Harbinger is not good here. Probably it's really not good. Bring in Tashana's Tidebinder. There is a world, if I can slow my opponent down, we Tashana the Slick Shot, at least for 1 trigger. And if we permanently do it, then that would be great. I'm not in love with the Chalice of the Void, but I guess we're going to keep it. And if we play it on 1, it can cook a good chunk of our other cards, but whatever. Bad matchup is a bad matchup. Hopefully Flare does something. Flare of Denial. Because what Flare of Denial can do is it can counter Slick Shot by turn 2. I could never counter that stupid card. We have pretty bad hand, in my opinion. Opponent kept 7 cards. All right, need some help. Need some help. Glad I have this, not my Chalice of the Void. Soulscar Mage. I can do nothing about this. Okay, my only hope is we're going to play these Tide Shapers and protect the hell out of them. It's like my only hope here. Play Tide Shapers, lock down mountains. That is weird. Slickshot gets played. Sorry, it gets delayed. And if I were the opponent, I would have attacked with the Soulscar Mage first. They missed out on a point of damage here. Okay, so let's start our operation. We're gonna start Operation Mana Screw. It's a very noble operation. Might even shock myself for 3 to get Dockhand online next turn. Or maybe not. Okay, we'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to force. So when I force a negation, I can force away the Sink into Stupor, or I can force away the Master of the Pearl Trident. Master can close out the game. Oh, they hard cast a Slickshot and they played another one from their hand. That's disgusting. Very rude, opponent. Very, very rude. No blocks. Sure, we'll play something. Again, that sweet, sweet, sweet billions of damage. Worst thing to see here would be like, oh, I guess not a Lava Dart because I can actually counter that. Okay, that will be a lot of damage, but yeah, we're going to force that. Maybe we're going to get rid of the Dockhand, and I'll just play... Yeah, I think I'll get rid of the Dockhand. And the reason for this is I'll put the Sink into Stupor and to play tapped. We'll tap... Or I mean, if I draw a land, maybe I'll change my plan, but it'll give me the ability to... I'm going to play Tide Shaper this turn. Another Sink into Stupor. Yeah, I feel like just playing this cast with 1 kicker. I don't know what's in my opponent's hand, but there is a world where I do shock myself to play Sink into to leave the Dockhand up, and then if they draw removal, it's no good. But I don't want to deal. I don't want to take that much damage because I can tap something down with Dockhand. So I attack for 3. I have to hope my opponent has nothing. My opponent has a single removal spell or even light up the stage or something. I'm in a lot of trouble. So I guess we're gonna take 3 and hope our opponent has a super clunky hand, because taking 2 in the air is not a big deal. So if they have like light up the stage, creatures... Okay, so this is the land free for now. This keeps them on mono islands. Okay, they didn't play a spell. So if they don't have any lands left in their hand, we're in good shape. That's a land. What did you do that for, opponent? Can I kill them next turn? 3, 6, 9, 12. Close, but no donut. Is there another plan we can take? Another Sink into Stupor. Take 3, 3, 6, 9, 11. Well, the alternative plan is I play Lord, attack for 6, put my opponent down to 8, tap, and if I put my opponent down to 8, I don't have that much damage here. Like, even if I have to chump block with Master of the Pearl Trident. 3, 6, 9, 11. Damn, the math is not changing as many times as I do this. What puts me in a position to win the game? What puts me in a position to win the game? I need one of these to be a basic land. Actually, even if it was a basic land, it doesn't change anything. Okay, what if I bounce a Slickshot? Does that work? Does not look like that works very well. Okay, hold on. What if I shock? I shock, attack for 4, tap a land, bounce one of these, but I'm at 4, so you can still attack me with Soulscar Mage. So I cannot put this land in play. What if I attack for 4, leave this? If I attack for 4, oh, then it's only 9. I have to attack with everything. Okay, I can attack for 4, bounce one of these stupid things. Actually, no, I can attack for 5 here. Bounce one stupid thing. Like, I'm assuming if our opponent doesn't have removal, and they have to play, I don't know, a creature or something, or light up the stage, that would be okay. So you play 1 spell, you hit me for 5, 6, 7, because I can bounce a Slickshot. Sorry, 3, 4, 5. I guess that's my best shot. So we'll put 1 Sink into Stupor into play. Pay 3 life? No. That's got to be a sign of strength. This has got to mean something. So 2 spells, I'm dead. 1 spell, I can live. So if it is light up the stage, I need to hit like 1 thing. That's funny. Is that the 1 spell? Okay, I can beat that. Is there a second Underworld Breach? There might be. I have nothing to block with. Okay, we're going to bounce your Slickshot. I hope you don't have anything else. Oh, they had Lava Dart. They had everything. Oh, they had everything. Okay. I cannot concede faster. I cannot concede faster. That wasn't bad. You know what? That game played out better than I thought it would. I'm on the play now. Spell Pierce worth it? Maybe. Maybe Spell Pierce is better on the play than Force Negation. Take out one Dismember. They have surprisingly a lot of non-basic lands because of the fetches. They got a lot. I'm thinking about that Harbinger of the Seas again. I'm looking at it. I'm looking. It's tempting. It's tempting me. I'm getting so tempted. Okay, let's just submit this. And we'll go first. It's a hand. Keep. We'll go turn 1 dock hand. Our turn 2 is probably going to be dismember their creature and then tap something down. Turn 3 will figure it out. Maybe a little Tiebinder action. Maybe a little Svelune action. One thing's for sure. There will be no Slick Shot by turn 2. That's for sure. They will try. Ooh, Flare. Good to see the power of Flare soon. You know what? I don't want them to do anything. You going to fetch? You're not going to get a Surveil. I'm not going to attack. No, no, no. So you can Surveil, but then it's going to cost you your draw step. Oh, this thing was going to die anyway. Okay, it's dead. Yeah. I had that pause at my upkeep. Yeah, they plotted the Slick Shot, which is fine. We'll take our turn, and we are definitely going to kill it. Oh! I don't have any 1-drops, which makes it good. At the moment, I could draw a bunch of 1-drops. There's so many games where I play Chalice and it just kills me. And the only reason I'm willing to take this risk is because like the matchup is just so bad. So bad. Whoops, no, no, no! I'm not supposed to say. Oh, I slipped through. Oh, that was stupid. Okay, whatever. Kill it. That was so bad. Oh, that was so stupid. Oops, I should counter this too. Oh no, what am I doing? Everything's working horrible. Oh, did they have Delirium too? Well, it doesn't matter, because this can counter Unholy Heat. Oh, I was supposed to Tidebinder that Bauble. I think that would have been a better play, because this Tidebinder isn't doing anything right now. My opponent says GG. Alright, GG. I guess the Chalice was good. I forgot about Chalice on the board of Merfolk. Yep. Yep. That's a thing. Make no mistake, we can absolutely lose to this deck even if we have Chalice, especially on the draw. They said good luck to the rest of our matches. I said the same. Good luck to you too. Absolutely. All right, we won the match. That is a rare moment where I beat Prowess. I don't think this is the best sideboard plan. I don't know what the best sideboard plan with this deck is. I don't even know what the best build is with this deck. Were we on the play? Did we bring in Spell? Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did we bring Spell Pierce in while we still had Chalice? Oh, that was stupid. Okay, I would not have done that. Okay, the sideboarding was completely botched up. Don't do what I do. Just completely ignore everything that I just did. All right, anyway, that was round 4. Move on to round 5. We're up against the Meat Man. Our hand is something. It's a hand. And we're on the play. So it looks pretty good for being on the play. We got our flare tonight. We flared anything today? Okay, what do I want to do? Probably start off with Mutavault, and then we'll reevaluate what to do with this Mutavault depending what our opponent does. So if it's a matchup where Hexcatcher, I need it by turn 2, then we won't attack with Mutavault. But if it doesn't matter, Young Wolf. Pretty sure we are going to... What? How dare you? Got your flare off before I got my flare off. Not bad in Yawgmoth. Alright, I'm going to play against Yawg. Which in that case, we're not attacking with the Mutavault. Where's the second? Oh, they revealed a swamp? Is there 2 lands here? Oh, it looks like 1 land. That's so cheeky looking. It's really, really deceptive. Okay, we are going to play land pass, I suppose. I'll admit, I would have preferred to have the Lord of Atlantis in play immediately, if I had the option. Delightful Halfling, which means I cannot counter anything anymore. They have a swamp in their hand, so if I use the flare on Delighted Halfling, changes nothing. So I think I'm going to save the flare for a Court of Calling, or maybe some sort of, or Bowmasters or something. Yeah, that's fine. So if you're going to have Mana Dorks, you have all the Mana Dorks in the world at your pleasure. Okay, we'll get a Hexcatcher in play, and we'll get a Dockhand in play. Actually, should put Dockhand in play first, just in case they have like randomly, I don't know, just a random. What's random that they could have? Fatal Push. This does not help me very well, especially in the sight of these 2 cards. So, like, what can I do? They'll definitely have double black. It seems like it's pointless holding anything back. We should just start attacking and deal max damage. Don't want to attack with Hexcatcher. That would be terrible. What are we doing with this fetch? Oh, I guess Yeah, what are we doing with the fetch? Okay. Gonna get some information. We're gonna learn a little bit about the top of our deck. And Misty Rainforest went into the graveyard. Alright, they got that information that they needed. You wanna be really good right now? Probably Harbinger of the Seas. What? Did they lose their mind? Hold on, what can I kill here? I can only kill... Oh, I can only kill one thing. That was the problem. Because this is only attacking for 2. Or do I want to kill... Yeah, maybe this attack was worse than I thought it was. Even if I have a Lord... Yeah, I can only kill one thing. Didn't think that through now, did I? No, I did not. Maybe we are going to kill this young wolf. You have as much mana as you want. Okay, I will definitely push a little bit of extra damage there. Yep. That was a bit silly of me. Bad attack is bad. But we got rid of the young wolf, which is like an engine with Yawgmoth. If that's even what they have in their hand... They still have that swamp. Okay, there's the swamp from the Flare of Cultivation. Or what's... Culta something. Yeah, cultivation. I'm thinking hard about whatever they want to do. Do they have nothing? Or maybe they have Cord, which is great for us, because we can actually beat that. Fulminator Mage. That is so weird. So what would I rather have on the battlefield? I could Flare, get rid of Hexcatcher, keep Mutavault, because then I can play Force Negation off of it. We have a lot of 3-drops. Okay, so, and Hexcatcher is not really that useful here anyway, so we'll cast sack our Hexcatcher. I think I'm fine with that trade. Not thrilled, but I'm fine. Young Wolf is back. Younger than ever before. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Holy smokes! It's quite a line. It's a good thing we have this Ether Vial. So they can sacrifice their creatures to blow up my lands. Maybe I'm okay with this exchange. Okay, I guess we can take this up to 3? No, I guess we keep it on 2 until we know better. Oh my god! I needed this a long time ago. How sad. I guess I don't want to attack because if it has a counter on it, or does it matter? Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have all activated abilities. No, you know what? I'm going to make you work for that counter. You can put that counter on it with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Oh my god! That tapping was terrible. Now they can just sack a creature. Okay. So actually, you should Tide Shaper a basic land instead. Oh, I'm going to get blown out here so hard. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, they can kill whatever they want here. It all works out. Their start was better than our start. Even though their start was actually pretty bad. Okay, we're going to keep this on 2. Ooh. Not. Okay, we'll play Cavern of Souls, Merfolk, and pass. And just wait to lose this game. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Well, I mean, I never played against Fulminator Mage in the Yawgmoth deck, so it's not a heuristic I've been building up lately. Okay, Grist makes a 1/1. Grist making babies. You're a baby maker, Grist. You're a baby maker. We're going to get hit for 2. Unfortunately, you can't sack the one... you can sacrifice the young wolf, but it's not advised. Use the Ether Vial's ability? No. Ooh, what are you going to do about that one, opponent, huh? What are you going to do about that one? Oops, I forgot to attack. Sort of like tuned out of this game. The game's not that bad, to be honest. Oh no, I forgot. I can't attack because of... I already decided ahead I can't attack because the Soul Cauldron can buff up the token. All right, I completely forgot about my own plays. We're just going to slowly lose this game. What do I want to see here? I guess Svaelun would be very good. Svaelun would be good. Like, just to be able to, like, draw some cards every turn. Also, decent blocker to all this crap here. I'm going to float my mana. You want to triple my lands? You're on the land destruction plan here? I think you're doing better off. I think you were better off. I guess I have to have Chord of Calling. Pretty bold move. Okay, now we can take the vial up to 3. Chord? Are we going to Chord here? We're thinking about it. If we wait until my turn, we're going to be risking it. Okay, we're going to take this thing up to 3 because we have 2 lands to cast 2 mana cards. Okay, I'm just going to pass. Maybe we can use this Force Negation, just counter something. I don't know what, though. Chord? Chord? Yeah, of course it's Chord. I don't feel like playing this game on anymore. Okay. Moving on. We got Dismember. Okay, what do we got here? We got Subtleties. We got Tishana's Tidebinders. Okay, those are all good cards. Force Negation is bad. Svaelun is good. Hexcatcher is terrible. We have too many cards. Okay, we have to get rid of a Dock Hand. We can go down 1. Harbinger is going to be great. Do I have too many good cards? Do you know what? Maybe we can live without Subtlety. Subtlety is on the weaker side of cards. Do you know what? Let's try to live without all the Subtleties versus Yawgmoth. Let's see how that works out. Spoiler, it worked out terribly. Okay, I got scared. We have to have a few more. The narrator scared the crap out of me. I'll go down 1 less to Shauna's Tidebinder. I would love to go first. I'll keep it. Prefer one of these Ether Vials was a land. Okay, so we go turn 1, Vial. Actually prefer both of these Vials were lands. This is not a very good Vial hand. Because they could go turn... Like, if they went turn 1, for example, Mana Dork, I could kill it with Dismember and then follow it up with Tide Shaper. That's a pretty good start. It's a pretty good start, if you ask me. Primo. Forced into Delighted Halfling. Why am I not surprised? So in that case, we're probably just going to go Ether Vial Dismember. Yeah, that does not change my plan at all. How valuable is Dismember here? If my opponent goes turn 2 Grist, how well can I interact with that? Not very well. Okay, you're dead. I decided to kill you off. It's nothing personal, kid. It's nothing personal. It's just business. Alright, it's just business. I got a Boseiju. No black mana yet. So maybe I'm going to hold off on that Tide Shaper to the right moment. Opponent's really thinking about this. Okay, they go Young Wolf. So the best thing I could draw here is a 2-drop. So I can protect my Sveilun from a Grist. Because I can double Tide Shaper in play. Oh, come on. That is very, very incredibly rude. Okay, in that case, I'm going to save the Tide Shaper for later. It's really bad to have 2 Ether Vials in our hand. Really bad. It was brutal. It's so bad! If my opponent has Swamp Grist, it's so bad. But if I play like Dockhand, can I play around this? I go Dockhand, Tide Shaper, a random land. I'd rather Tide Shaper like a Swamp. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So if they go Grist, sack Young Wolf, it's a 2-2, then I can go Tide Shape the Swamp, Dockhand. Okay, so maybe there is no... Oh, there's no Black Source, period. I didn't want you. Oh, okay, so we can safely attack for 3 without getting blown out here. Drew a land that is not useful. Well, I can't do anything else with our turn, so we're just going to empty it. We do have protection from Grist, though, at least next turn. Because if there's no land, then Grist cannot kill any of these creatures, and also my Sveilun is indestructible this turn. So we're going to make a baby. I guess we're just going to... Ah, you found a nut. What is... Oh, this is an insect! Oh, you pulled the... You went to the lottery and you won! I need... No, I need an Island Walklord. Not an Island Walklord. Very far from an Island Walklord. So I guess we're still going to attack. Yeah, I guess we'll still go on a full attack? I don't have to attack with this Dockhand. I can make my opponent's mana suffer a little bit. But then if I attack, I definitely take this down a loyalty. Okay, I'm just going to attack. Draw a card, it's useless. Not a good card. I don't know what the difference... It might be worth attacking here. I mean, it might be worth attacking and just get in that one. Oh, this is annoying. I have a pretty good board. Okay, I guess we're going to Tide Shaper the other land? Or do we wait? No, we're going to Tide Shaper the other land. Okay, you have 2 islands. I'm not even going to let you... Actually, given this, maybe I shouldn't have did what I did. Like, maybe I should have attacked with this Dockhand. Because, like, what's the point of this? I mean, I guess it hurts their Court of Calling lines. I guess. Also, if they want to sack and kill like Dockhand or a Tide Shaper, they do have to they do have to pay 1 more tax, if that matters to them. Each opponent loses life equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. What's this? What the hell was that? Was that like a misclick? What the hell was that? Was that a misclick? Well, it looks like my opponent did misclick. It's an absolute miracle for me. I've never seen my opponent accidentally ultimate their Grist. I mean, I guess it was just very unnatural for it to go to 5 immediately, because usually it just goes to 4. But they hit the Haywire Might. Apparently that was an unlucky Haywire Might. I thought it was a lucky Haywire Might. It was a very unlucky Haywire Might. Okay, Bowmaster's gonna enter the battlefield. Which is not... I mean, it's a bit of a deal. It is a bit of a deal. Because now there's just perpetually a stupid token that's going to block my Sveilun, so I really desperately need to find an Island Walker here. Flare of Denial is like, it's fine. It's not what I'm looking for. Sink into Stupor, it's fine. It's not what I'm looking for. Can they block with an insect? Now what's funny is I can actually bounce the stupid Delighted Halfling, and then we sink into Stupor it. We can bounce this thing and then like lock our opponent out of lands. Like they can do nothing right now. Right now they're sort of locked out. Do I go for that line? That's so greedy. So I bounce, tap this land, and you can do nothing. And then I can counter it when it comes back down. I like that line. That's cute. You have no mana now. You had some mana, but you know what? Now it's like no mana. This is great. I feel like a genius. Oh, another Bowmaster. Okay, now this is problematic. That's going to make attacking with Svelune impossible. Oh, no. I could counter that with the Flare. What are you doing in here? Why are you in my hand? Rot in my hand for nothing. Okay, I could double block the Orc. That seems completely silly. Okay, we'll take 3, go to 7. Now what? Okay, we still need an Island Walk Lord. Still basically wins. It would win on the spot, actually, because we attack for 6 and they have no attack back. Harbinger of the Seas. Okay, so now I don't even need this dock hand. We can start attack. We can now get into the red zone with the dock hand. So I guess we will. This is hilarious. But I'd rather be getting into the red zone with this guy. Okay, can I attack? If I attack with everything, you block with Young Wolf. You could double block with the Bowmasters, but then we get to exchange something. Maybe I shouldn't have shown this Harbinger. This is definitely locked down for forever. Hold on, what is this block? Okay, this thing's hitting this, so I can actually attack with this Tide Shaper if I wanted to. So I guess I will. Or maybe not, because this can freely attack. If you block, then you have a 2/2, which can attack into me. Then you have to attack with everything? Okay, I guess we'll attack like that. Ooh, no blocks. Fine by me. Oh, I just realized this locked down my damn Manamo. So now I can't attack and untap my Svelune anymore. Oh no! Yeah, we need to counter that for sure. So this will... what is the least useful creature? Dockhand? Maybe? Oh, maybe this one? Maybe one of these Tide Shapers? Okay, hold on. This one was the one that we could throw away. So I guess we'll throw away the this Tide Shaper. Because this one is still on the forest. And the other Tide Shaper doesn't matter. This is an island based on this Harbinger. Okay, come on. Draw me something, damn it. Give me a lord. That is not a lord. I mean, I'm not going to complain. All right, clock is on. Look at that. We just doubled our clock. Just like that. Just like that. Attacking for 2 a turn now. Cooking with fire. Why do I have this upkeep stop? Not stopping for anything. I'm going to play fair, too. That is okay insurance, I guess. Well, okay, so now I can sort of attack with Svelune. No, I can't. I can't block on the way back because I have this damn Harbinger of the Seas here. I was thinking I can attack. We can disable one of the Bowmasters. But the problem is I need a blocker on the way back, which I do not have. Oh, you know what? I just was thinking my opponent just needs 1 random land for... oh, no, they don't need 1. They need 2 random lands to play Court of Calling. Island Walk Lord? No. It's almost like a good card for me here. Okay, attack, attack. Fetch lands offline. This is supposed to be good because it makes... like, it helps your Island Walk Lords. Well, where are they? Where are those Island Walk Lords? I heard they exist. This actually makes me wonder. I should look up now how many fetch lands does every deck have. That's like really, really important. It's really important to know. Okay, now it looks like the game is basically over. Flare of Denial will counter anything. I mean, they basically have to find something cooking right this turn and then right next turn after that. Flare of Cultivation. I could counter both of these things. So if I counter this, what happens? Because they can pay for the ward whenever they shoot something here. I just don't know how greedy it is to play. I mean, I'll definitely counter this. We're gonna hard counter this. Okay, that was enough. They made my decision easy. All right, that's not even the end of the match. Oh damn! I felt like I won the match there. I won nothing. How unsatisfying. Well, now what? Wait, Harbinger of the Seas was amazing. Or I don't know. I shouldn't like I shouldn't say anything because our opponent binned their grist for nothing. We're in this weird spot now where we have just too many good cards. Just way too many good cards. Way too many good cards. I don't know what's worth keeping in the deck or not. Like we have just so many cards we want to bring in. So over time we'll just learn. Okay, how many Harbingers is Harbinger like a 4-axe in this matchup or not? Okay, this hand is pretty lame. Opponent mulligans to 6. I think we can do the same thing. We have no 1-drop. Flare is pretty poor there. Hand is just a bunch of mana. Opponent capped. This hand's very clunky, but it's like a big pile of lords and Harbinger. So there's some upside here. Okay, I will keep, and I guess I'll dump Lord of Atlantis. Done. Definitely a vulnerable hand, though. Yeah, our opponent has delayed halfling, and they have a forest already playing around our Harbinger of the Seas, which we have another one. All right, this is like the worst possible start you can have. On the draw, nothing to do on turn 1. No subtlety. They just go turn 2 grist. I mean, we're like this borderline lost. Okay, interesting. Or you're just going to hard cast it. Okay. Okay. Swamp and forest. 2 for 1 is a 2 for 1. Ha! Okay, we are going to play our Lord. Probably next turn we'll play Sveloon. Just give some protection to the board. Especially if they're going to just ramp into... what's it called? Oh, they're killing our stuff off immediately. Now what do we do? Smells like weakness! Put a Haywire Mite in the graveyard. Smells like weakness. Actually, we're going to play Sveloon anyway. Oh, Subtlety was premium. Very premium. So now we can interact with a Grist. Yawgmoth. Although we're only stalling Yawgmoth for like 1 turn. Still stalling. There's no... Oh, something is going to get cast. That's legendary. What is this? Whenever Vizier deals combat damage to a player, you may put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. When 1 or more counters are put on a creature, create a 1/1 green snake creature token with Death Touch. On target, when it deals combat damage to a player, you may put a -1/-1 on target creature. I guess... I feel like I shouldn't let that resolve. I guess I will, though. Their hand seems extra bad. Tishana's Tidebinder. You know what? I think I'm going to hold that up. So we're going to attack for 3. They can't kill anything. Just damage to a player. I think now we are winning the game. They just drew too much garbage. Oh! We drew the Tide Shaper. Which means I'm playing Harbinger of the Seas here. And then we're going to go after that. Oh no, going after that swamp does nothing. I'll play Harbinger of the Seas anyway. Might even block this Hepatra. So the deal is if I draw a land, then I can play Tide Shaper and Master the Pearl Trident on the same turn. We'll let them... So what is this? When you put 1 or more counters on a creature, create a 1/1. Maybe we just block this thing. But if we block, they play Agatha Soul Cauldron. All of them get that ability, right? Seems like a bummer. It's not even a bad thing. Everything becomes a Hepatra. Okay, we'll let it resolve. We can deal with it with Tishana's Tidebinder in the future. Okay, they're going to slowly shrink our Sveloon. They're on the Sveloon Shrinky plan. They get their death. It has Death Touch! Okay, maybe I didn't read the fine print. Maybe fine print was not read. Okay, we're going to play Tide Shaper, hit the swamp. That way all the... well, ideally, Fatal Push is offline. Player Lord, attack for 6. Unblockable. Still have Subtlety up, which is a beautiful sight to see. Got a Cavern of Souls, but I think this game is going to be over very soon. I guess they could top deck Court of Calling, maybe? Court of Calling would suck. Okay, something legendary is about to get cast. Some legendary. It's a very good legendary card, but I've got the Subtlety. But I'm only attacking for 9. Oh, but that's enough, because if they go to 1, then the Yawgmoth is stone cold useless. Okay, we won the match. All right, we won 4-1. That's not bad. That's not a bad start. Okay, was Flare... Let's reevaluate here. Let's see what was good, what was bad. Flare of Denial, great card. Very flexible. I actually appreciate having this card. We didn't get into any matchups where it would have punished us. But it was just a very nice all-around good card to have. I'm super thrilled to have this in the Yawgmoth matchup, which is a pretty, maybe slightly good matchup for us, but evenish, and this will help push that the win rate in the right direction. Harbinger of the Seas. I don't know if this is like a 4X in the main, but it's very nice to have. It's just like we have 8 Island Walk enablers, and this is just a haymaker, like a good chunk of the time. Sink into Stupor. I can't say that it was bad for us at any point in the entire day. Yeah, I thought it was a great card. All the upgrades worked exactly as I imagined. Now what the right 75 is, who knows? And who knows what the real metagame is going to be. Right now, it's going to be a bunch of slop. Whatever list, this list is probably going to change quite a bit. I can't say, because the thing is, for the first month, when a new set releases, especially something like Modern Horizons, everyone's going to try old decks. Everyone's going to try a lot of experimental stuff. So it's going to be at least 1 or 2 months before the metagame settles, and then we will really tune our deck for that metagame. Because right now it's just going to be a broad amount of complete, utter nonsense. So sticking with something stock, I think, is going to be appropriate. One important thing, did not play with Merfolk Trickster. Can't say I was completely unpunished because, of course, I was up against 2 Dragon Rage Chandler decks. Maybe I should put some back. Maybe there's room for removing some cards in my sideboard and just Merfolk Trickster is just now a sideboard card, but I certainly did not feel bad about it not being in my main deck. I also didn't feel bad about the land situation, having basically 22 lands with Sink into Stupor. I like that I had the option to put, at least had the option to put this thing into play and, yeah, do something. Although, another thing about this league, our opponents didn't seem to run very well. Our Yawgmoth opponent punted. That could have completely changed the dynamic of that match, even though we had like crappy Island Walk interaction, but virtually maybe this league was only like a 3-2. Anyway, I like the upgrades. You like Modern Horizons Merfolk, you give the thumbs up. We'll definitely be playtesting this because I need to find the right build for NRG Series St. Louis coming up in a week and a half. All right, so take care. I'll see you around, Fish Fam. Yeah, take care.